Folks, there are a number of powerful panels taking place here at the Hope Global Forums here in Atlanta. One of those yesterday really focused on how do you empower girls and women. It was a power-packed panel, and we want to share some of that with you.
So what I would say is we are also in a political environment that is not necessarily female-friendly. And if it's not female-friendly, it's not family-friendly. And if it's not family-friendly, it's not community-friendly. So is this a good political environment? Oh, God, this is going to take me a minute, ladies. I'm just saying. We're going to keep working on this. Women hold up at least half the sky, or as my mother used to say, her name is Gloria, we call it the gospel according to Gloria. Women hold up almost the entire sky. This is not to the exclusion of men, but suffice it to say that women do not always enjoy having their voices heard at every table as part of the greater community and the ecosystem we call humanity. And so we have some work to do there. Each one of these wonderful panelists is going to share her perspective on the work that's being done and the work to be done.
How many of you have taken a role or applied for a job when you had less than half of the qualifications necessary for the job? How many of you have actually done that?
All right,
about 20%. Now, if the statistics are true, for men, that number is, if they have at least 60% of the qualifications, they'll apply. For women, that number is almost 100%. Women don't want to dive into the deep end unless they have the experience. I spent many years in technology, very fortunate to market technology products around the globe. And then I talked to Bill Rogers at SunTrust Banks. And I learned the value that bankers bring to the world. And I learned that I could make a much bigger impact in a bank, especially a bank like SunTrust Bank, because we give people their first mortgages. We give
that
them,
would be me.
Oh,
Susan holds my mortgage.
Her mortgage. We give them their first cars to get to work and help them save for their kids' educations. And so I felt that that was the best place for me. And I urge women to continue looking throughout your career until you find the best place for you.
Madonna, Susan talked about perceptions. And in the business you're in, your PR and branding and design, your agency today, but before this, you were at Calvin Klein for a long time, and that's about image, and that's about perceptions. Can you talk a little bit about that industry, but also why that has not always been good for women?
Sure. When I became the senior art director at Calvin Klein, I was 27 years old. And Calvin was going broke, and we really needed to reinvigorate the lingerie underwear part of the business.
I never know Calvin was ever going broke, but okay.
Yeah, it was bad times. And so we brought in Kate Moss and Marky Mark, and that was really a part of, I was a big part of that Gen X part of the company. And and the whole company turned around because suddenly we were really reflective of pop culture as opposed to being kind of about Greek gods and goddesses. And so I, retouched Kate Moss to make her skinnier, and I retouched Marky Mark to make him look even better, and I did those things because I, quite frankly, didn't know any better.
What Grameen America does is give loan capital, non-recourse loans to women in poverty in this country, and we give the access to capital. We help them be banked. We think it's very important. Half of all female-headed households are unbanked in the United States of America in 2017.
Wait, say it again.
Half of all female-headed households are not banked in the USA in 2017. And so when you look at that, we feel that it's important not only to give them access to loan capital, but also make sure that they are banked and build a credit score. The average woman at Grameen America walks away after 26 weeks with an average credit score from either none or a poor credit score because of primarily bad education on credit cards. She can walk away with a 640 plus credit score, which is life-changing to her.
I was married to a man that I subsequently divorced, but he signed me up for a bunch of credit cards that I didn't know anything about. Yeah, everybody suck your breath in. You know this has happened to somebody else out here before. So suffice it to say, he ran up those credit cards and ultimately had to file bankruptcy. And it hit my credit score, which was 800 when I married him. When I found out, because I didn't check my credit score regularly, which you should do with all the identity fraud, my credit score was somewhere in the high fives, low sixes, from 800, mind you, because employers now use your credit score to help determine whether you will be a good employee. Painful, painful, and it has taken almost 5 years to get back, somebody say amen, to 789.
For women in particular, it's really critical to get financially confident, because once you do that, you're confident in other areas of your life, and if you're not, it prevents you. Now, when I say financially confident, and credit scores are a key part of being financially confident, people think that means you have to have a high net worth, and it doesn't. People say, you know, I don't make enough money to be financially confident. That's not what financial confidence is about. And I can tell you that with certainty because at SunTrust, we interviewed literally tens of thousands of women and looked at their path to financial confidence and looked at how you get there across all income levels, And when you get there, it's a feeling of control and confidence over your finances. It doesn't mean you have enough money, whatever you think enough is. It means you know what's coming in, you know what's coming out, and you have a plan.
Protest turned deadly. 37-year-old black man was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police. His hands are in the air, and you still get shot by the cops.
Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
We're not gonna let hate define us.
Race is a big part of this.
If truly all lives matter, then all lives need to matter equally.
What we require is action. What we require is accountability. We understand that black lives do matter, and we will keep focused on this issue.
NewsOne Now, every weekday morning at 7 on TV1.